Here we have the HP Pavilion TP01-2040. You can get these from like Amazon and Best Buy and all those big box stores. You can get a big box computer at a big box store. Anyway, today what we want to find out is if you are in the market for a cheap desktop, if this one is any good, and if you should buy one yourself. We're gonna go ahead and make this pretty quick because desktops, well, there's not really a whole lot to talk about with desktops these days, but we're gonna go ahead and crack the inside of this one open, talk about some specs, see if it's fast and if it's good and if it will do good for you. Normally, I'm not a big fan of HPs. On this channel, I tend to crap all over them. That said, HP has released some stuff that I don't, even though it's hard for me to tell you to go and buy one because of their abysmal customer service and their really atrocious quality control, it's still, considering the price of this machine, they're making some stuff that I don't hate. Anyway, this particular desktop on the front, you gotta love the I/O. I mean, you got to love the I/O. You got 4 USB super speeds. I mean, what is this, a supercomputer? You got a USB-C super speed port there as well, camera card, and audio headphone jack, and of course where you push the button to turn it on. Come on, baby, push my buttons. You do not have a CD-ROM drive here. They just give you this kind of fake little like thing where one would normally go. This is where they would put like a slim one. You can buy one yourself and install it, or you can just get a model that already has it built in. It's just our test model, our review model. Doesn't have one. Or what our review model does have is a Ryzen 5 5600G processor. It has 12 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, 512 gigabyte solid state drive, an AMD Radeon Graphics, and all of that performance packaged up is a nuclear submarine on benchmark, which is really respectable. It is powerful, it's fast for multitasking and doing everyday stuff like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, tons of internet tabs, email. You get the idea. This thing is going to be an absolute powerhouse for productivity related tasks. For that matter, on the back here, you've got the little audio jacks. Those are really, I know this is like kind of a weird thing to point out, but those are really up there. You've got a VGA port, which it is surprising that computers still come with a VGA port, but that said, this one does. And then it also has HDMI. You've got 2 USB super speeds, 2 regular USBs, and then an Ethernet. It is gigabit. And it also has wireless 802.11ac. So, you know, from a network standpoint, it's okay. And then of course, we plug it in, because even desktops don't run on solar energy. I've taken the liberty to unscrew this thing already, but we're gonna go ahead and take a look on the inside of this computer, and I'll get some close-up B-roll. Comes with the NVMe solid-state drive, which I really like. That's what all the computers are coming. It's what all the machines, all the rave these days is NVMe. You have an express slot. You know, it's interesting. They give you more of these. They give you more brackets than you need. But the thing to bear in mind, though, and this is going to be a problem for a lot of people, and this is the same thing with the Acers. This power supply right here is proprietary. You will have a tough time funding one of these aftermarket, and for that matter, if you want a more powerful power supply, a conventional ATX is not going to fit in here, so you're gonna have to find a power supply with the same shape that has more wattage to allow you to have something like a GeForce like 2800 or something like that in here, or the 3800. I did have an afterthought after wrapping up the review video on the HP desktop, and that is that I'm sure some of you will want to know what wattage power supply that it comes with, and the answer, it is a 180 watt power supply. Now that is not a whole lot of horsepower for those wanting to install something like an AMD or GeForce graphics card, so bear that in mind. If you want some upgradability from a graphics standpoint, you're probably going to struggle on that a little bit. And as far as installing an ATX power supply in there, like upgrading the power supply, A, it's a proprietary shape, and B, the connectors on the motherboard are both 4 pins. It's like a 2x4 pin connector. That's kind of common on these like little low power motherboards these days. So yeah, you're gonna have a tough time getting, it's not gonna be a seamless upgrade experience, let's put it that way. Something to just keep in mind. Anyway, they do very kindly give you SATA cables already kind of like in here, so that way if you wanted to add a CD drive or a SATA hard drive, you can. Nice little touch there. And as far as the RAM is concerned, you've got 2 slots. This one comes with 12 gigs, but you can upgrade it to 16 if you need to. Also kind of a cool touch. And that pretty much about sums up the inside. It's a nice sort of compact desktop, not overly thick and big and huge. Comes with Windows 11 regular, not this S mode nonsense. I really, if you need like a sub $500 desktop, you're gonna have a tough time finding something better than this. Fact is that these desktop machines are kind of like disposable. So if it breaks after a couple of years, you chuck it, you get a new one. But it's, this one is kind of serviceable with the exception of the power supply. Same thing with the motherboard, not so much, but the RAM, the drives, all that stuff, it's all serviceable. And performance-wise, it does a really, really good job. Not only can you do it for productivity stuff, you could probably have a good experience doing like audio production on here too, some Fruity Loops, maybe a little bit of like 1080p or very, very highly compressed 4K editing, and maybe some light gaming like Minecraft, Roblox, this kind of thing. But by no means is this a powerhouse graphics, super gaming computer. Also is not a super editing unit. You're not gonna be able to do like 4K RAW or anything like that. And if you're doing audio editing, you're also going to want, probably want to lay off the effects and all the layers and stuff like that. I think it'll do okay for audio production, but it's not going to be fantastic. It'll be okay, not great. And then photo editing, Photoshop, that kind of thing. It'll do brilliantly. I always found that Photoshop users probably could do for a laptop though these days. That way they can edit on site. But I guess to each their own. And sometimes you just need a big computer to be able to stuff stuff on. You could use this for like a Plex server. You can use this little USB-C drive or one of the USB super speed ports to put an external hard drive on there and just fill with a library of media. Would be a very, very good use for that too. So do I like this HP TP012040? Did I get it? TP012040? I got it. I do. I think it's a good computer for the price. Anyway. So sue me, I like an HP. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. That was maybe one of the fastest reviews we've done in a long time. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back with another video really soon.